So coming up on February the 12th is a very, very special day here in China. Probably, no, definitely the most special day of the year. And as you've probably guessed, that is Chunjie, which is Chinese New Year. Welcome back to the Barrett channel. Today we are here walking around a nice complex on a very sunny day, and we're going to be talking to you today about Chinese New Year. On this channel we do lots of different things. We do food videos, travel videos, talking about our opinions and experiences and showing you the innovative tech and factories here in China. So subscribe if you're into that sort of stuff.
Chinese New Year is not based on like the Western calendar, so it doesn't go from the 1st of January to the 31st December. It's based on the lunar calendar, so it actually falls on a different day every year. But what I want to talk about in this video is the traditions and things that people do which are related to New Year. And there are a number of sort of traditions that go along with Chinese New Year. And this starts probably about 2 to 3 weeks before Chinese New Year, where people will do shopping for gifts, you know. It's kind of similar to Christmas in the UK, where people will go and buy gifts. But in China, when over New Year, you might visit relatives' houses, so it's customary to take a gift with you. So it will start by a lot of the supermarkets, a lot of the big stores will all have very special sort of packaged gifts that people can
red and gold.
buy. Yeah, there's a lot of red and gold in it because obviously the traditional colours are red and gold of China. So another thing that Chinese people do before Chinese New Year is they give their houses a clean, and this is called winter clean or sweeping away the dust. And traditionally it was done by the people themselves, but more and more people work nowadays, so they just don't have time. There are companies you can pay 40 or 50 yuan, but if you're working full time, you might not trust those people to be in your house.
Now there's a product that is going to completely eradicate that problem, and that is the 石头机器人 R7 Pro vacuum cleaner, which is essentially a robot hoover that's going to do all of that work for you. And I'm going to show you how that works. This high-tech robot hoover can be controlled seamlessly through the app on your phone. On this app, you can plan the route or even watch it while it cleans up for you. This intelligent AI hoover also contains a water tank. After applying this quick attachment, it'll even scrub stubborn dirt off of your floors. Using LiDAR navigation technology, it will seamlessly maneuver around obstacles in your home. As you can see, the powerful suction force cleans up all of the dirt on your floors with near to no time or effort, leaving you completely stress-free. Now wouldn't that just make a perfect Chinese New Year gift? Now we can carry on to the next tradition because there's a bunch more.
Yeah, so on New Year's Eve, we continue with these traditions. So we put couplets on the door and above the door. So these are some Chinese writing that goes either side of the door and above the door, and it's to kind of wish good things for you in the new year.
Yeah, they write sort of like poems and phrases and idioms on those couplets, don't they?
That's right, yeah. And then the really big thing about New Year's Eve is that families get together for a dinner.
Not New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Chinese New Year's Eve.
Yeah, Chinese New Year's Eve. Families get together and have a reunion dinner, and this is really important. And usually, on a normal year, that you'll have millions and millions of people all over China, all travelling back to their hometowns to be with their families at that time. But this year's a little bit different because of coronavirus. The government have actually advised people, if they can, not to travel back at New Year. They're worried about cases of coronavirus. So I think this New Year is going to be slightly different to,
just like 2020s as well. That was very different. So 2 years on the trot. I mean, that's a smart move, really, because hopefully it will they will contain it within China.
Yeah, and then another thing is after dinner, people will give hongbao, which is red envelopes to each other.
Hongbao?
Hongbao, yeah. Now, in Guangdong province, you give to friends, and it's normally that married people give it to non-married people.
You better explain it for the foreign audience. What's hongbao?
Hongbao is a red envelope which normally money is put into.
Yeah.
And those, they're given to people to sort of, as a gift. Now, in Guangdong province, If it's like parents and that, you might give a little bit more. You will give it to elders, but it's customary in Guangdong for married people to give it to non-married people. But actually the amount and who it's given to varies depending on different provinces of China. I'm familiar with what they do in Guangdong, but it might be different in other provinces.
I thought it was like mainly to give to the kids.
Well, it started like that, but you also give it to elders to show like respect and happiness and that.
So basically, everyone's giving away and receiving money at the same time. So I guess you could come out of Chinese New Year making money, or you could come out
absolutely,
losing money.
Yeah. And interestingly, there's more and more now moved to digital red envelopes, digital hongbao. Through WeChat, and so you'll receive many of these red envelopes. And then another massive thing on Chinese New Year's Eve, they have this huge television gala, and I would imagine it's probably one of the most viewed TV programs anywhere in the world, because they literally have hundreds of millions of people will watch that. The whole family will be like glued to the television watching the New Year gala, and they have like singers and comedians and all that kind of stuff.
It's very similar to the Western Christmas, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It is.
Their own spin on it.
And the families will stay up late and watch that gala, and it goes right through.
This is actually the year of the ox as well, 2021.
Also starting on New Year's Eve is fireworks. Now, fireworks, man. When I first started coming to China, they were literally everywhere. And it was like a massive organised display that you would go to in the UK, but it would last all night. I remember being in Shanghai, it literally started about 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening and went through till about 8 or 9 o'clock the next morning. Sadly now, fireworks have been banned in most cities in China. But if you go to sort of more rural towns, you will still get that whole sort of firecrackers and stuff. And it's absolutely amazing.
Unfortunately, the city we live in of Shenzhen is a migrant city. So you do tend to get, it might be a little bit different this year because of people not traveling so much. But last year or the year before, many people leave Shenzhen, so it's a very quiet city and doesn't really have those fireworks because they're not allowed here. Doesn't really have that rich Chinese culture for the New Year.
Another thing that also goes on New Year's Day is certain provinces, they will give prayers to their ancestors, and sometimes they will offer like you'll see them put like food on a tray, and it's like offering like sacrifice kind of thing to their ancestors.
We saw that happen actually. We went to the city of Meizhou, and they were like burning sort of fake money and things like that. And they do a tomb sweeping as well. No, tomb sweeping's not at New Year. That's a different time. That's a holiday as well. Yeah, that's a holiday. So also on New Year's Day and throughout the New Year holiday, there'll be a lot of visiting going on. So relatives will visit each other, aunts, uncles, cousins, all that kind of thing. And as I said earlier, the gifts you bought before New Year, you take them. One gift that's really popular in China to take to relatives is fruit. So there'll be lots of like fruit hampers that are made and sold at Chinese New Year. That's also the same at Christmas, which we found really odd when we first, I found really odd when I first came, getting like an apple for Christmas, because it's really not the done thing back home. Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it? Somebody give you a box of cherries or something like that. So that's pretty much most of the traditions that happen on Chinese New Year. Then there's just one last one, which happens on the 15th night, and that's called Lantern Festival. And that's the official end to Chinese New Year. And what happens on Lantern Festival, people light lanterns, again there's more fireworks, and they eat a special sweet dumpling. And I'll let Oliver pronounce this because he'll get it better than me. Tangyuan. Tangyuan. And that's actually one of my favourites. It's kind of like a dumpling candy. So you have different insides. They'll have like sesame, or I've seen some with chocolate or custard and peanuts, another popular one. But I really like those. So that gives you all the sort of traditions of Chinese New Year. It's like, it's a cool thing about China to have that rich culture at Chinese New Year, and every single person who lives here takes it incredibly seriously, and everyone gets back with their family if possible, even when they might live, you know, a 4-hour flight across the country. Like we said, this year it may be a little bit different because of COVID, but make sure you all stay safe, wear your masks if you're traveling and all that stuff. Hopefully you have enjoyed this video and a bit of an insight into the Chinese culture. Make sure you do drop a like if you did. You know, it helps us out more than you might realise. Thank you for anybody supporting us. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And thank you to Roborock for sponsoring this video. Very appreciated. And we will all see you in the next one. For now, take care.
新年快乐. As always, take care.